Sullivan's John, to the road you've gone, far away from your native home. You're gone with the tinker.
That is Pecker Dunne with Sullivan's John. And we're delighted to welcome back to Bright Side of the Road, Pecker's daughter, Sarah Dunne. Welcome.
Hi, happy to be back, thank you.
Tell us about your father.
Well, my dad was an Irish traveller, singer, musician and storyteller, and I suppose you could say he left a legacy of music behind him. He lived a very broad and in some ways an out there kind of life, I suppose, not the norm. And he's just through his music and song, you can garner that experience that he had through his lifestyle. Just when by the time I came along, my dad was in his 50s, I suppose I know him for a certain part of his life, but then obviously he had lived a long life before that as well. And within that life, the stories are told through his music and song.
Did he live a traveller lifestyle?
He did, yeah. He was born in a barrel top wagon, and he lived his whole life on the road. And when he met my mother, my family were still travelling, and then because they had created a large family together, and at the time when I was growing up, and I suppose you see it more clearly now that nomadic way of life it was just harder to sustain.
How important is song and storytelling to the culture of the travelling world?
Yeah, it's extremely important. It's a massive part of the culture. He wasn't just a singer-songwriter, but also that parlay part of that storytelling part of it is massive, because a lot of the stories and the songs were handed down generationally through the oral tradition. So it's very important. And also, in his own music and in the music that he wrote, he would often put his name into the words, because there'd be people trying to kind of say, well, you didn't write this. I always remember my father saying, sure, who else could have wrote it? And then one of that example, an example of that I was listening to recently, and a good example of that is there's a song, McAlpine's Fusiliers, and he wrote a monologue to that song, and in that monologue he drops his name in there a few times, just so no one can dispute it, I suppose, that he wrote it. But that's what I'm saying about the experiences of experience as an Irish traveller man, experience as an Irishman as well, because you'll see from the cultural event that we're hosting here at the ICC that the communities is like the Irish traveller community, the Romani Gypsy community, and then the Roma community, and they're vastly different ethnicities, vastly different nomadic cultures. But with the Irish traveller community, where my dad comes from, it's a very traditional culture, but also it's a very, very Irish culture, and that's where the Irish travellers essentially come from. They come from Ireland, and so when I talk about something like McAlpine's, that's an experience that a lot of working class Irishmen would have had coming over here, working behind the big mixers, working on that very arduous, laboursome jobs. And he had experience of that as well, experience of travelling, experience of music, experience coming over here, working with other working class Irishmen, trying to make a living to bring back home.
So music was part of your life more or less from the moment you were born? Yeah,
so before I could even play an instrument, I had a bowron that I couldn't play, but I used to slap it with with the baton. And I was playing music on the street. That was the start of it. I suppose I looked cute, and it was making some noise. So that was the start of like busking. And then I actually did learn how to play instrument, play the concertina and play the fiddle as well. But always played busking growing up mainly with my dad, busking the GA matches, playing in concerts and things like that growing up until he got sick. And he lost his voice to cancer, and he couldn't sing anymore. And as he aged as well, it became a lot harder for him with the illnesses he was afflicted with to continue. Yeah, but it was a big part of life.
He was
growing up.
regarded as Ireland's greatest busker, really, wasn't he? I mean,
Yeah,
he was loved by
absolutely.
the whole nation.
Yeah,
You know.
it was a big part of our life growing up, and it was a means to make money. It was a means to get by. It was part of life in terms of part of culture for us, but also it was a means to make a living as well.
So Sarah, what kind of thing are we going to hear on the night, which is, by the way, Wednesday, the 25th of June?
Yeah, well, there's a variety. There's a variety of guests. The event is hosted by Martin Beansward, a young traveller man from Galway, and he's fierce hilarious.
He was here a few weeks ago.
Yes,
Doing
that's
the
right.
play.
Yeah, he is. He's gas.
Extraordinary. He's a traveller actor, but he's taking the stage by storm in Ireland. He's got into teleseries. He's doing one-man show around the country, which is selling out, called The Dead House, which played here a couple of months back. And he's extraordinarily charismatic on stage. He's wonderful. He's going to be the MC, and he's going to do some comedy.
That's right. There'll be
Yeah.
like a mixture, I suppose, of different things. Obviously, when you think about the event itself and that it's a celebration of traveller culture, that's not just like Irish traveller culture. You're also talking about, Roma culture and Romani Gypsies. And like I said, they are distinctly different ethnicities. I suppose in terms of like the Irish traveller cultural musical side that I'd be bringing, it would be that it's a style of singing and playing that I've learned from my dad myself, and also it's very much steeped in Irish tradition, kind of a lot of, like what I was saying about McAlpines and his experience, in that side of work.
You're going to be singing on the night. So is Bridget Cochrane, another Irish traveller singer. She's
Yeah.
got an extraordinary voice as well.
She's her music is kind of country style. She's got a very authentic, very unique voice. She's an amazing singer.
Absolutely. And then we've got Richard O'Neill, who is a Roma storyteller. He's renowned in education. He's absolutely brilliant storyteller. Goes around schools and colleges and does lots of storytelling events and workshops. He's a great, great storyteller, Roma storyteller.
And of course, we've got Tacho Drom.
We're
We're going to listen to them in a moment.
We've got two of them here today, but there's four of you on the night, isn't there? Yeah, there's four of you on the night, but there's two here today. So they're Roma Gypsy band, absolutely brilliant. Balkan music.
You were going to...
It's McAlpine's Fusiliers, and it's it's famously recorded by a lot of Irish trad musicians, but my dad had written this monologue before introducing it. My memory of this, when I'd accompany him, he'd be doing gigs around, and he could be anywhere in Ireland, and it was always the monologue he'd recited before then breaking into McAlpines with the banjo, which I'll just start it. So it was in the year of 39, and the sky was full of lead. The Germans were heading for Poland, and the Paddies for Holyhead. Oh, the concrete, it was cracking, and the mud was falling in. McAlpine searched Manchester till he found a darky Finn. Eric, come on, you pincher laddies, and all long distance men. Don't ever work for Wimpy, McAlpine or John Lang. For they'll throw you behind a big mixer till your skin it turns to tan, and they'll say good on you, Paddy, with your boat fare in your hand. Eric McAlpine blew the whistle, and the ganger man did shout, come on, you lot of dossers, and we dig the bastards out. Well, there he was from Kerry, the land of eggs and bacon, and if you think he'd ate your fish and chips, you're bloody well mistaken. He left his home in Listowel town, and to Dublin made his way, and when he reached in to Liverpool, he had no place to stay. And he went around to the Labour Exchange, and it's there he got his brand, and they said, you're Pecker Dunne, one of Ireland's sons, and you can keep your banjo in your hand. Oh, the wages there were very bad, about £10.12 a week, and he being a restless paddy, adventure he did seek. He rambled down to Camden town, to where the crack was good, and he worked for Lang, but not for long, in a place called Cricklewood. Oh, the crack was good in Cricklewood, and they wouldn't leave the crown. There were glasses flying and biddies crying, the paddies were going to town. Oh, mother dear, I'm over here, and I'm never going back. What kept him there was a rake of beer, the ladies and the crack. McAlpine went by motor car, and Wimpy went by train, and the Pecker took the Great North Road, and he got there just the same.
brilliant. Wow.
That is
Brilliant.
that is fabulously evocative of an era. The era when, of course, the Irishmen came across the sea and rebuilt London.
Yeah, and you know the sheer amount of lives. I mean, the suffering that went into the building, but then the lives that were lost as well. Something that's reflective in the music, and that's what I mean about the music that I learned growing up from my father. There's lots of very old Irish tunes that I would never have heard from anyone, only himself. But now obviously you've got so many different musical platforms, and so many people have access to sharing just such a wide breadth of music and tradition that I now come across sometimes some of those old really traditional songs that I would have learned from him as well.
We look forward to seeing you on the 25th, Tales and Tunes, celebrating Traveller History Month. Sarah, I wonder if you'd introduce the band.
Yeah, sure. Just to introduce Tacho Drom, and they're singing a beautiful infusion of Gypsy and Balkan in music.
And yes, it's mostly from the Balkan community. And now we're gonna play you a Hungarian Romani Gypsy tune, Kari Shukar, which is a lot more jolly.
Kari shukar estekelen lero menge voyakero temero. Kari shukar estekelen bolwa menge voyakero, lero menge voyakero temero. Kollen garrero na butara metemero devlale. Sari kollen garrero na butara metemero devlale.
That is the fabulous Tacho Drom, and they will be here on the 25th of June with Tales and Tunes, celebrating Traveller History Month.
So the Traveller Movement is an organisation that I started working with at the end of last year, and I work there as a woman's worker, and the organisation advocates and works towards supporting members of the travelling community.
And it's a free event. Everybody's welcome to come and celebrate Traveller, Gypsy and Roman. Yeah, it's free to get in. It's going to be an extraordinary evening.
You can, you have to sign up for tickets, I believe, or you can on the website, through the Irish Cultural Centre website. The tickets are free, but just sign up for the tickets.
Yeah, we advise you to do that because it's probably going to be pretty packed. So.
Absolutely. I mean, after hearing that, I'm sure it absolutely will.
It will be.
I love that. I love the fiddle playing. It's unreal. It's very, very nice. I am. It's a bit of It might be like a bit of a come down after listening to that, though. That's so joyful.
So, Sarah, are you going to do us a song?
Yes, I'm going to sing a song called John O'Halloran, and it's a song that I learned from my dad, and I started singing this song only about a year or two ago at the Ramble Inn in Tooting. I used to join a Sunday session there, and sadly the man that used to lead the session, Foxy.
Bless him, a beautiful traditional musician that used to play here in the old building, and he was extraordinary. He died quite suddenly a few weeks ago.
He did, yes, and I actually want to dedicate this song to him. He's a Kerry man as well, and so this is John O'Halloran. My name is John O'Halloran. I am 81 years old. I left my childhood days behind in search of fame and gold. I left my home in Trolley Town in me 22nd year. I would dig the gold on England's shores, and I'd make me fortune there. The weary months in search of work, I tramped down street and road. And old shakedown round Camden Town, it was my first abode. No cheery glance to cheer my heart, and no man to shake my hand. No easy gold, only rain and cold in that God-forsaken land. I love the girl in Liverpool, she was a neat one from Mayo. I've courted girls in Tiger Bay, their teeth like virgin snow. I've eat my food in small shebeens, and I drank the porter black in a dirty bed to lay my head, and the lice crawling up my back. Go down the trench, proud Irishman, for you are strong and big. Take the shovel by the neck, spit on your hands and dig. Tear out the guts from Mother Earth, from the dawn till fading light. In a nearby pub you'll drink your sup, and you'll hate and love and fight. Oh, me bones are getting weary now, and me money is all spent. My once dark hair is grey with care, and me shoulders, they are bent. Soon Sergeant Death will call me back, and he'll take me by the hand, and in Trolley Town lay my body down, far from that God-forsaken land.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
Thank you.
And don't forget, Wednesday the 25th of June, come to the ICC for Tales and Tunes, celebrating Traveller History Month. It is free.